Hi, what up, Mother Truckers? BP Hero back at you here, and today we are going to go over some game swings from my last couple of tournaments. You guys really seem to like that style of content a little bit, just to kind of get you maybe in my head a little bit and kind of see what I'm thinking as I go through these at bats. Things I wish I would have did different, kind of my approach to some of this hitting stuff. So we're actually doing the last two U-Trip tournaments that I played in. They were a little bit spread apart, maybe about a month apart, but I just haven't had time to do the first one. Ended up having the second tournament come, so I'm just going to smash them all into one. A little deal here. So it might be a little bit of a longer video, but hopefully you still learn something from it, because that's kind of the goal of this stuff, is to kind of get people in the mentality of what should you do in certain situations, what should I have done different, criticize myself a little bit. You know, nobody's perfect. I'm totally transparent in that. So no further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first at bat of the day here, getting things started. And if you were there or if you are in a circle of friends at all, you already know what's about to happen here, but we're going to talk about it anyway because I don't care. Getting a fresh slate here. Mitchell just hit a home run in front of me. There's no outs in this inning. And I'm just basically looking to hit something hard somewhere. Kind of my comfort zone lately has been right here through the 3-4 hole. And maybe kind of shooting through here a little bit, just kind of working past the pitcher's feet. And worst case scenario, you try to shoot for either one of these holes. You might bend something off into the corner, or you shoot this right center gap, which you see me do quite a bit here in these couple of videos. So that's kind of what I'm thinking when I go into this at bat. So I'm getting things started here. Playing U-Trip, always make sure you get time. I think we talked about that in the last video. Hitting against the lefty here, so this is really going to be favorable for me to try and hit that spot. He dumps a strike in. That was something that I probably could have hit that way, but I didn't want to. And then with the wind blowing, basically on the screen here, it would be a right to left. He throws this pitch, and he's way out to the side here. And with the wind pushing the pitch on top of that, it just ran it in on my hands. My intention was to just run it back through here, but it just kept running in, and instead of going with the pitch, I decided to try and be hard-headed and just fist it through there, and you're about to see an absolute disaster take place. Boom. So the funny thing with this was, I was fairly confident in the fact that I was going to be able to run this out. Not that I am fast, because third baseman's playing here. He's a lefty, so he's falling off to this side. The catcher would have to make a hell of a play on it based on how fast it was rolling. I felt like I had a chance to kind of run this thing out. But then I just got so excited to run, I fell flat on my face. Got half the first base line up my back. It's not how you want to start a tournament. Okay, so same situation here. A home run gets hit in front of me. Sorry for the vibration shock there. So same situation here. Just looking to get on base somehow. And one thing I did forget to mention in the first part of this was the fact that I did have a home run ban for this game. I ended up leaving and coming back, and I didn't have the home run ban later on in this day at all. So I did want to make that mentioned before I forget to mention that I didn't have the home run ban. So this was the only game I had the ban. So also on top of everything I talked about in that first clip there, I'm also looking to just get something that's favorable to drive. And like with me, when it comes to a home run ban, I'm not going to overthink it too much. And kind of this was a little bit of a retrospect for me a little bit. If I'm going to have the ban, I'm going to have to suck up my pride and swing an in load. It's not that I can't hit home runs with a balanced bat, but it just seems kind of counterproductive to try for home runs or even have a ban when you're swinging a balanced bat. Trust me, this bat has no issue hitting a ball far, but it's just kind of one of those deals where if you're going to do a job, at least give yourself the tools to do it right. If I'm just looking to spray the field, this is absolutely the bat I want in my hands, because I can dial up home run distance if and when I have to. It's got to be a perfect pitch, but I'm fine with that. But when it comes to you're basically just looking to beat the cover off the ball and worry about the rest later. Not that this bat's not a good bat for it, but like, let's switch to an in load, you know? So that was part of the mentality there in the first one. Didn't change anything that happened, because with the balanced bat and the pitch that I swung at in the first at bat, which we can go back and look at, it's not going to be something that I feel like I could have lifted very well with a balanced bat. Like, I'd have to get way up underneath that and go. Like, if I had an in load, I could probably drive through that and, you know, drive it somewhere this way. But with a balanced bat, I'm not. There's guys that can, trust me, but I'm not that guy. So no further ado, let's get this one started here. Good cool day here, hitting hardcore, swinging U-Trip bats. So I am looking for something I can elevate. That's over me. I'm not going to swing at stuff I don't need to just to try and get it up. Next one comes in. Questionably could have hit it dead center, right center-ish, but again, if it's got to be a perfect pitch if I'm swinging for it. Wasn't something I was interested in hitting. So I just went with driving, something that I knew I could hit well. Obviously, 2 strikes you got to protect, but that's a swing that I feel pretty comfortable in taking. I have no qualms with this bat other than the fact that maybe I could have got out of the box a little bit quicker. Obviously not fleet of foot, but the ball rolled to the fence and I was only able to get to first. Yeah, it was hit hard and everything else, but just got to hustle a little bit. It's my first game. Really honest, true U-Trip, any kind of really competitive softball in probably a couple of years, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So some of this is just kind of knocking the rust off a little bit here. Then the next at bat, got Mitchell on third base here. Again, still got the band because this is that same game. And I caught myself trying to do what I said I didn't want to do, which is I'll swing for something that you shouldn't. Not necessarily I didn't have the pitch for it, but I got to be more picky. But with an inload here, it changes everything. Like I said, this was kind of the hindsight that I needed to. If I'm going to end up with a band, then I've got to take a little bit of a different approach here because the swing did end the inning, and there's 2 things I don't like doing. It's ending games and ending innings, and you're actually going to see both of those in this first game here. See, there it was there. That's a pitch that it's got to be chest to shoulder high if I'm going to lift it with this bat and feel good about it. And not that wasn't, but it's got to be the perfect pitch, and then I've got to strike it perfect too. Just missed it. That's bottom line, all there was to it. Kind of frustrating, but hindsight's 20/20 on this stuff. If this was something that I was looking to cut, which kind of the other side of it that went through my head for a minute was just try and cut everything. I cut it really well with a balanced bat. Not that that's why I swing it, but I could have probably cut this pitch and hit it out, honestly. But I'm trying to drive a ball up with something not meant to drive a ball up. Bang. Okay, I lied. I didn't end the inning. Thought I did. That must be coming up somewhere else. But anyway. All right, so painting a little bit of a picture for this last situation here. This is the last inning of the game. We got to have a bunch. I think we ended up down 13 or 14 going into this inning, but never quit. It's slow pitch softball. You never know what's about to happen. So, coming into this, yeah, I'm still kind of looking for that home run gig. Not really gonna go out of my way for it, but this is a situation where you got to do anything you can to keep the inning going. There wasn't. I think there's maybe one out here. But you got to do anything you can to keep the inning going. I'm not going to take a dumb swing trying to do something that I'm not necessarily 100% comfortable in doing. I can be a DHH with a hardcore and a U-Trip bat, but that's not the mentality here. The mentality here is pass on to somebody else because we still need a bunch. So misses with the first couple here, which that one there I felt like was pretty close. And stealing a page of the old Scott Patterson book. Kind of got JC giggling a little bit. I draw a walk here. Like I said, keep the bats moving. Bailey was hitting it really well behind me. You got to trust your teammates. Bottom line, you have to trust your teammates to do a job. You can't try and do everything yourself. That's not saying you can't take an aggressive swing, but when we need a lot of runs like this, you got to find a way to get it to the guy behind you, and then he's got to find a way to get it to the guy behind him. That's a perfect at bat there in my eyes. And then this one is the one I was talking about earlier. This is a tough one, man. So we're down 1 run. Winner's on second base, 2 outs. I'm the band, so I've got a home run to use. And this was kind of a tough situation here. So Voss ended up getting a hit and getting a double. He advances to second base, and I knew it was going to happen. The second that Voss ended up at second base, I knew that they were going to walk Mitchell, and it was going to be on me. I am the guy. I will take the last swing of the game 10 times out of 10. I want that swing. If it's anything, I'm not necessarily like the most overly confident person in the world, but when it comes to wanting to be the guy, I'll be the guy every time. Just because I feel confident in my ability to make something work, whether it be a base hit, a walk. Like I said, keep the inning going, walk one off. You never know. So, like I said, I got the picture painted here. So let's just watch this one unfold. And again, like I'm doing the same thing, looking for something to possibly lift. It's a cool day, hitting a hardcore with a really good bat. But my main focus here is to look at JC. He's stalling. He's the stall tactic here. So my main focus is to just beat this ball through somebody's teeth. All we need is Voss to score from second base. He is extremely fast. He's got super long legs. Dude's like 7'12". So he's going to score if I can get a ball to the outfield. So my main focus with this at bat is to just beat this ball through somebody's teeth and let Voss score so we can win the game. Thought about hitting that one because I'm focused on this hole here. And again, it might seem like I'm trying to hit a bunch of middle. I'm really not. I'm trying to keep the ball down and get it past the guy that's 50 feet away. This guy right here is 50 feet away. If I can get a hard ground ball past him, I'm on base. That's like hitting 101 if you're a competitive softball player at all. You'll understand that's just part of the game. Is there a million other things I could possibly do to get on base? Sure. But when it's one of those deals where do I try and be the nice guy and try and roll one through here and roll over on it, the shortstop fields it, or am I going to take basically, it's nothing against the pitcher, any pitcher out there. It's not, a guaranteed hit, but your odds of getting a hit, getting a ball past this guy right here 50 feet away goes up by a lot. So if I'm just looking to move a runner, this is 100% the swing I'm taking. Maybe that's wrong of me, I don't know, but that's the mentality going into this here. Thought about biting on that one, but I'm also not going to make an out. Hitting a pitch that is going to be a ball, because that's kind of one thing that our buddy Ross told me one time is if I hit nothing but strikes, I should never make an out. And I was like, damn, he's right. It's not like you swung at a bad pitch and got yourself out. You just mishit the ball. So you got to give yourself the best chance to hit, and hitting strikes is the way to do that. Misses with the next one in, 3-1. I'm thinking to myself, surely he doesn't walk me. He's a good pitcher. So I thought about biting on this. This is the one that really ate me up. Wish I could kind of have it back in that moment, because that's the pitch I was talking about that I needed earlier. It's got to be something chest to shoulder high, something I can drive up and get through. Maybe I trust myself here, but 3-1, it's so tough. I wanted to, I watched that go by and thought to myself, I should have swung at that. So then comes the next one, just looking to protect. See, look how big this hole is now, because he's catching the ball and kind of wandering back that way when I had it paused earlier, but look how big this hole is. Hard ground ball through there, game's over. So, again, just looking to, one, beat it through somebody's teeth, being one of these infielders, or two, just roll it through there. That's all you got to do. So he lets her go. Tough. 15-foot high line drive to the center fielder. Slides, makes the catch. Ball game. I did go ahead and go to first because I wasn't sure if he did catch it. I at least wanted to be to the next base. But, man, that's so tough. That aggravated me so bad. And if you caught the Facebook Live feed from Friday, which my microphone wasn't working for, you would hear me saying this is one of the things I was working on, was trying to take this swing and keep this ball down, because you'll see here in the next tournament, it made almost the same exact out again. If that ball is in the gap, it one hops the fence, it's right at the center fielder, ball game. All right, so after missing a game, I'm caught back up here. I ended up getting the band taken away, like I said, and I slid down to the bottom of the lineup. 2 outs here, 2 runners on. Home runs, 2 U's, because we did get, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 5 home runs on the day. This first inning, so we hadn't used hardly any yet. But I'm just looking to drive the ball. My job's not to hit home runs here, and we got plenty of pop on this team. So I'm just looking for something to hit hard. I got 2 outs. I don't have a lot to lose here. I can't hit into a double play in the inning. So I'm just looking to make a little bit of noise. It's to me, with 2 outs, it's an opportunity to somewhat free swing, because if you got home runs left and it's a reasonable situation, you use one, and you can't double somebody off trying for one, there's not a lot of mistakes you can make here. So just let her eat. Let the first one go. Probably should have hit it, honestly. Can't turn on that one. Next one coming in kind of flat. You know, you can afford to be a little picky here. The job is the last batter for sure. Some people get all butthurt they have to be the last batter of the lineup. I love it because it's a chance for me to pass it on to the top of the lineup. If I can have myself on or runners on or whatever else, I'm going to take it and get a pitch over the middle half that I'm able to inside out really well with this bat and push me one into the gap there and take a nice little easy jog to second base, try not to kill myself, and fall and end up with the first base lineup back again. Got the game started with a double there. And moving into the next situation here, this is the one I was talking about where I ended up ending an inning, just taking kind of a silly swing. So I am kind of spoiling that result here. Do you ever take a swing and wonder to yourself, like, what was I thinking when I took that swing? That's me here, 100%. They're in a four-man. Again, back to the just get it past the pitcher rule. Probably could have pulled that down the third base line. There's 2 outs here, so I could have done a lot of things with that one. But then this is the one I decided to swing at and fly out to left center. That's an at bat I wish I could have had back just because I took a dumb swing. It is what it is. Then the last one here. We are up in this game, so we're just kind of free swinging, having a little bit of fun. Not really too many cares in the world here. There is 1 out, so I'm looking to hit a ball somewhere this way and down. I got to keep it behind the runner. You know, when they say to hit behind the runner, that basically means don't hit it this way. Don't pull the ball. Don't hit it back to the pitcher, and don't hit it this way because that's a tailor-made double play. Especially for me, that is one thing that I really pride myself in, is not hitting into double plays. I understand that I'm a double play waiting to happen sometimes. So I make a good conscious effort to make sure that that is something that I'm not going to be doing. And that is why I really like swinging this bat here. Why I made the big switch from in load to balanced is the ability to go line to line. Like I said, it's got good pop. It's not a home run on command. But if I get the right pitch and swing for it, I can get it. And it gives me the ability to get myself out of jams like this. Not that I couldn't control this swing here with an inload, but a little inside-out action, catch the first base sleeping, easy money. On to the next game. And perfect opportunity to kind of illustrate the swing that I've been talking about. Just keep it down and get it through swing just to do a job. Again, last batter, 2 outs. I'm just looking to keep an inning alive somehow. I got runners, got ducks on the pond. Take the first pitch for a strike. I could have probably did something with it, cut it, pulled it pretty hard, but it's the swing I'm talking about right there. If you are a competitive softball player and you want to add 100 points to your OBP, possibly even more, learn this swing. Slide it through there, keep an inning alive, score a couple of runs. Hitting 101 in my opinion. That's a swing that every competitive tournament player should have. All right, so next at bat here in the third game, and there's 1 out, I believe. Runner on first, so got to keep it off the ground here. And we need a lot of runs. So this kind of chapped me here. This first pitch is way inside. But, you know, I was talking earlier, but again, about the perfect pitch to hit out. This pitch right here, I talk about, it's got to be at my chest or my shoulders. Like, maybe a little bit over me if we're kind of arguing that point here. It's hard to tell. But that is the pitch that I need to try and hit through the scoreboard. 100%. But afraid to make it out there, I decided not to take that swing. Then ended up with a pitch that I had to swing at. Close to the same thing. And tried to keep it off the ground, but kind of finesse it into the corner. Hit a kind of a silly home run. Again, I didn't make it out, didn't end the inning, so it's not the end of the world. Then the last one here, it's a landslide at this point, so we're just trying to do anything we can to stay alive. Need runners. Watch the first one off the plate. Just looking to put a ball in play here. Got Spencer playing 30 feet out in the grass. Get something on the outer half. Just kind of fisted out that way. Had I got it a little more into the corner, I probably would have got it past the right fielder and been able to be up at second. But when you're down 20-something runs, you need all the help you can get. On to the next tournament. So it's kind of funny doing this stuff sometimes. Like I'm going to seem like extremely critical of myself here. So you see me checking here. There's one out. Always check to see how many outs there are before you get in the box. The umpire can't tell you no. He can't not tell you how many outs there are. I don't care if you hear him say how many outs there are when you're walking up there. Ask again to make the habit, just so you know what kind of situation you need to be in here. So figure out how many outs there are. This is my first at bat of the day, and my golden rule. The golden rule for me, and this might not apply to different people, but to me, like I will be transparent in the fact that I'm kind of a slow starter when it comes to getting going for a tournament. So sometimes I got to kind of find my bearings about myself and everything else. So I will not swing at the first pitch in the first game unless you're just an idiot and you do it like you do right here. Wasn't even the best pitch to swing at. Not really sure what I was doing there, but I did it. First out. Moving on. A little bit of redemption here. Had confirmation with the umpire how many outs there were. Take the first pitch for a strike. Again, four-man outfield. Four-man outfield. Pitcher's right here. Need a base hit. Look, I mean, especially look how they've given me the absolute middle here between the infielders and the outfielders. So it's just shoot one through here. I am actually looking to kind of keep it off the ground here for once instead of just rolling it through, just for the opportunity to maybe grab an extra base. Do you mean to go back that far? Don't swing at the short stuff. The short stuff does get me in trouble when I'm trying to cut. Thought I might have been in trouble there because he'd been calling him high that game. Get the one. It's on a tee. Nice little drive to the fence there. They took their time getting to it. Dad's up at second base with a double. Then this one here is something I haven't had happen to me maybe ever. This was the first. I kind of got bailed out here because I took another. It was another one of those "what are you doing" swings. Get a strike there that I obviously didn't swing, so I didn't like it. But man, it seemed awful high. We're playing U-Trip. I'm 5'9" in heels, and that looks to be 4 feet over my head. To me, that's just about the top, especially considering where it lands. It's got to be right behind the plate to be a strike if I'm being picky. So not interested in swinging at that, so I'm not going to. So now my hand is forced. Let the short one go. Dumb. What are you doing here? So I can advance this by frame. I should have taken this pitch. I should have let it get deep. I should have let it get deeper, maybe toward my belly button or back hip, and shot it down this line. But that's what I wanted to do with it. I just mistimed it and hit a deep one here. Wait for it. 4-base error. Let's go. It was going over the fence anyway, and he tried to reach up and grab it. Reaches, tries to snag it, goes over the fence. So, free home run out of the deal. I ain't mad at it. But then I had to take a jog. Because, I told him, I said, listen, man, I'd rather you caught that thing. It just feels silly to run the bases in slow pitch softball. I don't know why. It's like my son, my whole family was there watching, and my son just goes, why is he running? He thought I was just trying to be a jerk. So I was like trying to showboat. You could even hear me say right here. I preferred he caught that. So my son thought I was just trying to be big, you know. But in reality, you got to touch them all. 4-base error. All right, so here we go with the first at bat of the second game. Got a little lefty pitcher. This pitcher did a good job this game of stuffing my hands here, not letting me kind of get extended and kind of inside out some stuff like I like to do. He's a pretty good little pitcher. This is, I do believe someone mentioned to me this is the #1 ranked E team, letter E, in Nebraska. They're out of Omaha, down here playing at the lake for the weekend. Good little team here. This pitcher did a good job of like working me inside here. But there was a kind of a flat strike, but it is what it is. No outs. Just had a home run hit in front of me. We only get 3 here, so I had to be a little bit mindful of the swings I was taking, considering a solo had just been hit in front of me. So it's just kind of one of those do what you can to get on base deals. Again, batting last. I know my job. My job is to get on base for the top. Then this is going to look familiar. And kind of aggravating. Starting an inning off here. So back to this whole thing I'm talking about here. You know, we've got the pitcher here, middleman here. So they've figured out I'm interested in pushing. How, I don't know. But he's still going to stuff my hands. Got the shortstop here. Playing kind of shallow. Pretty aggressive guy here. All this grass out here. So I'm looking to shoot one through here, get it to the fence, try to get myself a little double action here. Again, he did a really good job of stuffing my hands. For what I'm wanting to do, that's not the pitch I want to hit. That's probably going to end up being another home run, which was not going to be ideal. Go out and get it, cut it. Another well-struck ball right at the damn center fielder. Tailed right back to him. Takes 2 steps and catches it. Super frustrating. Could make the point that maybe I should have did something different with the pitch, considering where it was, but I hit my spot. I just hung it in the air. So, you know, while I could have maybe peeled that off into the right center gap, my point was I hit the hole I wanted to with it. I just got too much air underneath it, which is, again, the swing I was working on from the Facebook Live stuff, trying to get out of the habit of doing that. Because that ball is just cooked. If he's not catching that, that might be off the bottom of the fence. All right, so now we're coming up here with 1 out, runner on second base. We do have a home run left, and that's going to come into play here in just a second. Again, talking about this pitcher doing a really good job of living on my hands. Gets that first pitch strike. Nice flat one there. Probably should have been the pitch to hit, but instead, we do that. Tough. Then, last at bat of this game, no home runs left. 1 out, runner on second base, and looking to keep a ball down. Not really sure how, but just looking to A, get it back to the top, and to B, keep the ball down. 2, B, A, whatever. That's the pitch I should have hit right there. To keep a ball down. I mean, that's the pitch. That's the pitch that I should have just blasted that down the third baseline, make the third baseman run out of the way of it. Swing an Iron Man, bro. Just hit it. Not really sure what I was looking for there. To this day, I don't know. Even I watched it go by and thought to myself, well, that was stupid. So then, again, this pitcher doing a good job of stuffing my hands here. Just absolutely handcuffs me with the next one here. Gets me with the old 10-footer. Going to land in the same exact spot as that last pitch. I had no choice but to swing at it. Tried to keep it down. Got underneath it. Got myself an HRO. Love that. Then, last game of the day here. We were on our way to having a big inning here. The band guy had taken a walk, so there's a free home run on the table to use. And pretty much what I'm thinking here, based on the situation and the game that we're in, we know that we're playing against a decent team, but we need to pour the runs on early. So I'm looking to get that pitch, the pitch that I was talking about. Got a free home run to use. I'm looking to just lift one here. Not interested in the short one there. Otherwise, it'd probably been a good pitch to do what I've always talked about. Just rolling one through the middle. Go get me one. Free home run for the team. Moving on here to the next one. Just living easy. We have established ourselves into a pretty big inning here at this point. I do believe the final score of this game, I'm not even going to say the final score of the game. It doesn't matter. It was a lot to not very much. And that's nothing against the team we were playing against because they had hit their asses off to get where they were. We just got hot. Little take you base action there. Looking to keep it alive. Then the last at bat of the tournament here. Hitting against lefty. So many left-handed pitchers in this video. What's the deal here, guys? Can we find some righties? So digging in here, looking to drive a gap here. At this point in the day, I don't have a lot of cares to give. We're up by a decent bit, and that's not like a I'm giving up thing. It's just you got nothing to lose. We're up by a decent amount of runs, so you can be a little bit more aggressive. Take a few more risks if you want to. Nick absolutely blinds the pitcher with one. Jerk. Come on, Nick Ray. So in that situation, they're playing U-Trip, and that happens. Step out of the box. Because there's nothing stopping him from just grabbing the ball, putting his foot on the rubber, and slinging it in there. If you ain't ready for it, there you are. Let you establish the at-bat. So step out, get time, do my thing, and dig back in here. Shoot me one out there. Thankfully, G takes his time getting to it. Cruise into second for a double. End up winning the ball game. Ended up winning your hearts with the video. There's a swing breakdown. Maybe a little too critical of myself this time around. Didn't hit terrible. Didn't hit great. But there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit long because it was 2 tournaments mashed into one. So I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you want to see something different. Maybe a little bit of a different breakdown or that kind of thing. And until then, speaker in case you hit it, BP or catch you next time.